York, or she was in New York. She was a teenager.
Uh-huh.
She was a teenager, and she had falsely accused two guys of raping her.
What?
This when Al Sharpton came into play, when he was real
I don't
big.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, this was huge. It was global. It
And
was
it never
all
happened.
over the news. And it was going on for a good while until
Uh-huh.
she finally admitted that she
That
made the
didn't
whole
happen.
thing up.
Wow. See, that's not right. What's I gotta look that up because I don't remember that. But that's crazy. Like,
I can't remember
y'all.
what year it was, but it was during the time I think I probably was either I was in high school,
Uh-huh.
probably in high school, if not already in college. Around I think I want to say it was around when I was in high school because it was all over the news. Al
Yeah.
Sharpton became Hey LaShawn. Al Sharpton
Hey.
started to become real known at the time, and you had Jesse Jackson in the play, and
Wow.
all of these people involved because Twonta had falsely accused, I think, two
This
white
boy
guys, something like that.
did it.
And, so there was this black on, power, support and all this. You had all these high dignitaries that was all about
Wow.
supporting this girl, and
Wow.
it was going on for a while. And then
Wild.
pressure got the best of that chick, and she had to
You
confess her.
just that's
Yeah.
that's crazy. Hey Malvina, we see you sis. So yeah, y'all, have y'all heard about what's the updates on Carly Russell? Y'all let us know in the comments. I see LaShaw's on here. I see Malvina. So what Twat and I were talking about and what Sharice brought to our attention, our show producer just now, was the young lady Carly Russell. Apparently she wasn't kidnapped, and she basically did this because her boyfriend broke up with her, allegedly. So we were talking, before we came on here about how, wow, that's crazy to lie about, if that is true, to lie
Yeah.
the fact that because I think they started publishing this back on July, like last week, July 16th. Before that, I think that
Yeah.
this young lady had went missing. So y'all let us know if y'all know anything about this. Y'all let us know in the comments, like, what do y'all think about this? Because I think she went missing about 4 or 5 days ago, and then she was found, and then
Yeah.
she
She came
admitted that
home to her parents 2 days after the fact.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So
So
y'all
there's
let us
no
know
telling where she went from there. So that's why the police, because I remember watching the video of the parents being asked questions from the reporter, that
yeah,
they could not really get into details because they were being lawyered up or lawyer
right,
protected or
right,
whatever. So they could not really talk in depth about how this happened, how she got abducted, da 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 da.
right.
But she was being asked questions, and the police was asking Carly questions at that time. So yeah.
Yeah.
Whew.
LaShawn said, I heard about her being going missing,
Yeah.
and reported home. Yeah, that was the last news, but the update we got today was that allegedly she was telling a little bit of a fibby, and she like allegedly faked her kidnapping. So we wanted to know what y'all think about that. That was not part of our topic for today, but we
No,
were
it
like,
wasn't.
yeah, since we heard about it, we like, let's share it. Because I was, there's a lot of that going on right now. Like I was sharing with Twonta about something like that I heard last year about a young lady staging her kidnapping, and it wasn't true. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
he said, "What? Wow, should people pray, look for her? Yeah, yeah, but yeah. People were praying that
Mm-hmm.
that she was
The safe
found.
return
She's
home and all of
yeah,
that stuff.
she's a very pretty young lady. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
wow, wow,
And
wow, wow.
I was sharing with Leticia, y'all.
Yeah,
Uh, if y'all remember back in the I think it was in the late 80s, by this girl from her name was Tawana Brawley, back in New York. And
New York.
she had falsely accused, I think it was two white boys or young men or whatever, about her being raped. Y'all
Yeah,
remember that back in the day? This is when Al Sharpton, when he was really heavy then, this is when he came in and took dominance over the whole entire situation, and a lot of people got involved, like,
Yeah.
Jesse Jackson, and it was a few other well-known black people in the NAACP was involved, if I'm not mistaken. It was all over the news. Any of you remember that? Please post that. Let me know. But that was a big thing back in the day with Tawana Brawley. And, people were supporting her. People were, doing protests and all these other things.
Yeah.
It was huge. It was a major, major thing. But eventually the pressure got too serious, got too real on this girl. And she had to admit that she made the whole thing up.
That's
And that's
wow.
what came to my mind when when it was reported that Carly came back home to her parents 2 days after her being
Right.
abducted, whatever, being taken away. And I did, and it hit me in my spirit's like, oh my gosh, this sounds like a Tawana Broadly kind of situation.
Situation. Yeah.
And I was praying that that would not be the case with this girl, because it was just
Yeah.
kind of strange for her to come back in 2 days, and to see the video of her car on the highway, cars passing by. She had her hazard lights on.
Lord
Saw her coming out the car. If that was her coming out the car, going on the passenger side,
wow.
and I don't know from there what happened, but I didn't see anything in terms of a car coming behind her, a truck coming behind her. I
Right.
didn't see nothing of a baby or anything like that. And you can't believe everything you see on social media,
No.
because they will pop up these videos or pictures of a baby stroller being on
Yeah.
the curb or something like that, have you to believe the lie. And 9 times out of 10, it's not even true. So,
That's right.
I pray that this young lady, she left her
That's her
phone, her
phone.
watch,
Wow. So they couldn't even
yeah,
call her.
and her wig,
And her
because it was
oh,
reported. Yeah, left her phone, yeah, everything. She left her wig, all of that. So I don't know. She just dropped that and just ran. Don't know. Don't know. But the police, I'm pretty sure they are finally getting the truth out of this woman, because that's going to cost her probably jail time.
it probably will or fine. So, we don't know the whole updates. Like I said, we just heard it just now as we went live. But
Yeah,
yeah, this girl definitely needs some prayer because kidnapping ain't nothing to joke about.
it
Kidnapping,
sure
stealing, and
ain't.
that stuff ain't really nothing to joke about. So
And
yeah,
sex
guys,
trafficking ain't nothing to talk about, ain't nothing to
it
laugh
sure
about
ain't.
either.
Yeah, it sure ain't. Because, LaShawn said she could be charged criminally. Absolutely. There was a young lady here in the Bronx. Oh, I live in the Queens, but this happened in the Bronx where the parents apparently did not like her boyfriend. So her
Mm-hmm.
boyfriend staged the kid, like staging her being kidnapped. So they planned it out where they were going to grab her, put her in the car, and when they found out that it was a stage, the girl ended up going to jail. Like New York police came, arrested her, put her in the courthouse. So yeah, we do definitely see that
Wow.
happening and transpiring. We gotta pray for the youth, honey. It's like my
Yeah,
pastor said, we
Lord.
gotta pray that they don't fall into these ways of the world because it is just too much, and they doing things that's going to affect the rest of their life. I tell my kids this all the time: the one thing you do wrong can affect the rest of your life. Even if it happened when you was 15,
Yeah.
16, 17, it could negatively affect the rest of your life. So you just gotta watch what you do, watch who you hang out with, and all the
Yeah.
things because you don't want to be getting in trouble because you was hanging out with so and so or whatever. Yeah.
Right. Right. Can you hear my TV? You can't. Okay. Give me a second. Let me turn it down.
But yeah, I hear your TV girl.
I'm
I
sorry,
hear your
y'all.
TV girl. It's okay.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's good. Let me get off my Wi-Fi 1 second because I'm breaking up on my end. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, y'all, we just want to say welcome. welcome, guys. We was
All
just
right. Hey guys,
yeah, we were
y'all can
just
hear me?
yeah, I can hear you, hun. we were in the
Oh,
heat of a conversation, of course, about the young lady Carly, and so we're just happy to be here, and I'm happy that you guys are with us this evening. So we are excited for our second episode in our new season, y'all, because we came back last week with a brand new season, right? So we are
that's right.
continuing,
Season 11.
with a new topic. We're going to talk with you guys very, very soon. And yeah, we also want to share a couple of things with you too, as well as start with our self-care event. Get excited about that. Our self-care event, it is coming back, y'all. It's coming back in September. Yes, in September the
Yeah,
20th. September the 20th. We're super duper excited about that. So it's a tentative date for now, but definitely just make sure you have your calendars, open for that. So we're looking at that week of, if not the week after. But right now we have the 20th put down for now. But we definitely are going to keep you guys up to date as to what we are going to do for the self-care event. And let me tell you what that is all about. The self-care event is an event that Leticia and I had decided to do, that is something that is mandatory, if you will, for every single individual to have their own self-care. It's so important for us to do that because, we already ripping and running and doing a whole lot of things and then some, and we totally neglect ourselves and we neglect our mind and our emotions and all of those things. So we decided to have this self-care event for all of us sisters, including ourselves, because we needed to, and we come together on a monthly basis, right? Where we
yep,
do a pampering session, we do a dialogue session, we do a little bit of everything. And so, it has been a great experience for the past couple of seasons. And we're so super duper excited about it because we know how much it really does help every single one of us in some way, form, or
right.
fashion, right? So, of course, we haven't had it for the past few months, of course, but we are definitely going to bring it back, God willing, in September. And I think it's an appropriate time to do so because that's around the time where fall starts to make itself known, right? And so we're
Right.
definitely going to keep you guys up to date as to what we're going to be doing on that date, September. And it's going to be an exciting event. It's going to be a free event as well. But we definitely
That's
want
right.
you to go ahead, and once we get the registration information, like I said, we keep you up to date on that. You could go ahead and register anyway, so we can have the head count of how many that's going to be showing up. Do you want to add to that, Tish?
Yeah, I always look at September for most of us is more like a transition time. So that's why doing it in September is good. And like
Yeah.
like Tawanta said, it will be open to everybody. They're just going to be one small stipulation. You got to be a part of our tribe. So the most quickest and
That's it.
easiest way to join our tribe is called the Sister to Sister Connection Tribe. You can get in at bit.ly/sister to sister connection. It's a community that's open to all. Okay. So
Mhm.
when you go there to bit.ly/sister to sister connection, make sure you fill out the questions. So because we like to always just make sure that we have credible people in the community. Okay. So without further ado, girl, I can't even speak today. Without further ado, we're going to start tonight's show. This is season 11, episode 2 of the Sister to Sister Connection. We are so blessed and excited. You guys have been riding along with us for 11 full seasons. Yes, we're super excited. And tonight's topic is going to be super juicy, and which is called I'm in charge. So if you're ready to be in charge of your life, type me in the chat. If you're ready to learn how to be more in charge of your business, type in me in the chat. If you're just ready to be in charge, period, type in
Yeah,
me in the chat. Okay. So I'm going to
that's
have
it.
my girl to want to explain why did she come up with the topic of I'm in charge. Go ahead, sis.
Well, since we had started out last week about, we talked about let's go, let's make it happen, and all those things. I wanted to continue with that by saying that I'm in charge, right? We are in charge. We have the power within us to go ahead to make some major changes, and we are going to stick with what we decide to do, and that we are not going to waver on our decisions. We're not going to, get caught up in our emotions and all of that. You are in charge of making sure that what you see in your destiny or what you see in your future, it is coming to pass, right? So, yeah, I think that this is going to be a great discussion. And those of you who are watching us, please definitely continue to connect with us and communicate by showcasing or actually commenting where you are, what position are you in right now, as you can say that I'm in charge. What are you in charge in? Are you in charge with your finances? Because a lot of us have been having challenges, right, with our finances and everything, and we really have allowed life or whatever to take to really take the best of us and all of those. Hey. Right.
That is
So
Miss
let us know.
Abby from Australia. Hey, Abby. Oh, she's probably in Bali right
Hey.
now, but
Yes,
yes.
no time no see. Yeah. So let us know, ladies, that what are you in charge right now? Post that in the comments, and we're gonna go ahead and get started because we do have quite a few tonight, and we're just gonna zip through them as quick as possible so we can move on to the next segment. And then, of course, we
Yes.
didn't even mention we have our afterglow. We have our afterglow, ladies.
Oh, check the
Yes.
chat. Check the chat, Twonta, real quick. Yeah,
Check the chat.
yeah, yeah. So while Teresa's pulling that up, we're gonna go ahead and pull up the first point, and let's go ahead and see what Abby says. She's in Australia, Queensland. Oh, okay, good. Because I know you was in Bali, Indonesia for a little bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let me know in the private chat, Twonta, what you want to do, okay? About
Okay.
this code might have to. All right. So
All right.
Teresa,
So
go ahead,
our
love.
first point for tonight is you in charge of how you feel, right? Ladies, you are in charge of your emotions, okay? Nobody else. Don't blame anyone about being upset and all of that. Of course, people will irritate you. Of course, life will affect you in some form or fashion, but at the end of the day, you are still responsible for how you respond to the situation. And also, ladies, you know what? You make yourself happy. And I know Leticia and I, we have talked about that numerous of times in the past about you making yourself happy and not depending on your spouse or your kids or anybody else in your life to make you happy. You are in charge of that, right?
Yes,
So we can definitely start taking charge of your behavior.
yeah,
And because here's the thing too, ladies, you got people that's in your inner circle. It affects
yeah,
other people too. It affects your kids, it affects your children, right? When you're not in a good mood, they know, they sense it, right? And even if you snap at them because they ask you a question and if they just being innocent, you go ahead and throw that anger or spew that anger at them because you're not in control of your emotions. And I
yeah,
think all of us, for the majority of us that have kids, whether they're young or teenagers or whatever, we have said some things
yeah,
or we have done some things that we're not proud of, right? And not even
yeah,
just our kids, but even our spouse or even someone that's very, very close to us. We have said some things. And so at the end of the day, no matter what they did or how they did it, it still falls back to you about, well, how did you handle it? Yeah, I think
exactly.
you were upset. I understand that you were frustrated, but did you allow your frustration to have you to hit? Did they allow you to go ahead and kick? Did they have you to go ahead and cuss the child out and call them all kind of names with except the child that the name that they were given at birth? You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
ladies, you have to ask God to help you with whatever your temperament is that has been a challenge with you, right?
yep,
You are in charge of that. You got to take full ownership because there's a lot of people out here don't want to take ownership of their attitudes. There's a lot of people don't want to take ownership of how they say things. I said it. Yes, I said it, and I ain't gonna back out on it.
yes,
You see it all
yes,
the time, right? But at the end of the day, they still foolish. At the end of the day, they are messing up their own self. Their integrity has been compromised because of how they act, and they're not
yes, that's
taking
true.
full responsibility of how they act, how they said it, and all those things. And you, of all people, have probably experienced people like that in your life, whether it was professional or whether it's been personal. And what did it do to you? It
That's
pull
right.
it it pushed you away from that. You didn't want to be a part of that. You
Yeah.
didn't want to associate yourself with them because you know that they get too much to this, that, or whatever, and you run away from that, right? So again, you got to look at yourself. You have to say, well, am I being too pushy? Am I being, temperamental? Am I being this, that, or whatever? Lord, help me to be, to be fully control of my emotions, because I'm
Yes.
telling you, it's either going to make you or it's going to break you.
Yes,
Okay,
it
it's going to
is.
slow you down, or it's just, or it's going to take you, elevate you based on how you are at that moment, or how you should be
Right.
for the rest of your life.
That's
Like I
right.
said, life happens. We all have those downside periods with our lives where we cry, we get upset, we get angry, yes, but we do not allow our anger to physically do harm to other
Yes.
people. You understand what I'm saying?
That's
What do you think?
true.
I
You
say
know,
Therese, Tisha.
I do it all the time. So I'm heavily in the business world every day, right? And I'm corresponding with people, all the things. It's definitely for those of you who are running a business or plan to run a business, impulsiveness is
Mm-hmm.
going to be your worst enemy. You got to really have those moments where you think your thoughts out. It's so important because years ago I had somebody say how you do one thing is how you do everything, and that's mostly true. But in the business world, you gotta control. If you're type in me in the chat. Those of you who are watching live or on the replay, if you are sometimes an impulsive person, like the minute something happens, you have an instant reaction to it. And sometimes that first reaction is not good. So when you're
Yeah.
going off of your feelings, sometimes you have to, well, most times in business, you have to control your feelings. And every day I'm learning more and more in business on how to control my feelings. Just before this show, something happened. And I'm like, okay, then we calm down and then we just come up
Mm-hmm.
with a plan. There's always some way, somehow, that a certain situation or a circumstance can get worked out. Because the devil, just like God knows your feelings, so does the devil. The devil knows what to do to get us worked up and worked out and all frazzled and dazzled. And sometimes we got to know when there's something that's really an attack for the enemy, right? Or just something that's just day to day, right? So, yes, how you control your feelings is so important. You have control. I know sometimes we think we don't. I used to be that person that said, "Well, he got me like this, or they got me like this, or the
Yeah,
kids
that
got me
one
crazy,
right
all this
there.
stuff."
You made me do it.
But again, yeah, but again, I'm in control of me. And in knowing that, we got to say, and my son, I always say my oldest son, him and I got the same personality. I was just the same way as him at 16. He
Mm-hmm.
let things get to him. Like
Mm-hmm.
him and his sister could get into an argument, and his sister could just be going back to playing, and he's still in there just bad. I'm like, you gotta let things go. But he carries
Yeah.
on to things. And again, and we gotta really teach our children and more importantly, teach ourselves how to just have more control over our feelings. So yeah.
That is so, so true. Let us know in the comments, ladies, about, how have you handled your emotions? Have that been a challenge for you, in the past or prior to COVID or even during COVID? Let
Oh
us
yeah.
know. Have you, yeah, especially during COVID time, because not
COVID was
everybody
a
was
mess.
really pleased about being locked in a house for not even for years. What, I won't even say years. That sounds so like so long ago, but we
Right.
were locked in our house for like a good year, right? For over a year plus
Well,
or
over
whatever.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
much
over
longer
that.
than that, correct? And so how did that affect your emotions? Because we have witnessed that on the news too, how people react, being locked up like that in your own house, and how it just irritated people in the house.
Yeah.
Marriages had fallen apart, and families were having their moments and all this stuff or what have you. And at the end of the day, you're still responsible for your behavior,
Exactly. Yes. Amen to
your
that.
action. And so let's go on to number two. Number two is what I had thought about, which is, I think, is something we definitely need to focus on too. You are in charge of creating a positive and loving environment.
That part.
Okay. You are responsible for that. Your space, wherever that may be, You are in charge of that. I have seen a lot of videos recently where young ladies have, actually taken their room or that space as their spa room, as their
Yes.
meditation.
Oh, I wish I could do that.
Okay, and they get their candles, they get their pretty flowers, fresh flowers, you
Ooh.
know and or they go in their bathroom and have, get in their tub, and they have the petals and all of that. They don't need their man to do it, they're doing it for themselves. You
Yes.
create positive and loving environment for yourself, right?
Yes.
Because you know what, you've been carrying the weight of a lot of negative energy from in-house as well as out of your house, right? And you've been holding on to that for quite a while. So in order for you to start feeling anything different, in order for you to really start truly appreciating your home, you need to be the one to make the changes. You
Yes.
need to be the
Yes.
one to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take charge of my environment. I want a peaceful environment. I want a positive environment so I can start thinking positive, and I want this environment to be full of love.
Right.
I want this to
I
be full
agree.
of love. I want to embrace the beauty of God. I want to embrace the beauty of these flowers or the candles or the music or just my body,
Yeah.
myself,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
You know what
Amen.
I'm saying? So, ladies, you are in charge of that. I get that there's a lot happening, there's a lot going on in your lives, but don't allow the issues to tell you that you cannot enjoy your life. Don't
That's
allow
right.
the issues to weaken you, to have, or deceive you to think that you don't have the power within you to change the dynamics of what's going on. You
That's
can
right.
still have a beautiful, positive, loving environment right now, even
Yes,
though
you can.
physically may be compromised, your body may be compromised in some form of fashion, or you're financially going through a major hit or something, or a major loss or what have you. You can find something that can really give you that woo-saw moment, as we normally would
Yeah.
say,
Peace.
and have you to calm down a little bit and
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
smelling the flowers, so to speak. What
Yeah.
do you think, Tish?
I love that because it first starts with your internal. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It does. And I do know that your outward environment does affect what goes on internally. So clean up your space,
yeah,
like LaShawn mentioned. She said, I'm planning to turn one of my bedrooms into my sanctuary room. Absolutely, because sometimes the spaces that you in will set your mood. It will either set it
yeah.
off or make you feel relaxed. I'm going to put a lock on the. You want to put a lock on the. I don't want nobody coming in there.
Ain't nobody coming in
Because
here.
sometimes people come over your house and they want to go through every room. So, it's good to put that little lock on there so people know this is your space or
Yeah.
what have you. So I love
Mhm.
that. For me myself, I can't effectively work if my business, if my area that I work in is a hot mess. You know what I'm saying? So know what
Mhm.
your level is. You don't have to be all prissy and perfect, but know like
Exactly.
what your level of building a positive and loving environment is. And I think
Yeah.
that's very, very, very much because we got to respect our
Mhm.
environments. And I know for a fact that if we're around chaos and mess and foolishness and stuff like that,
Right.
we can't work in the capacity that we could work. And granted, everyone's different. You got some people that don't mind being productive and messy, and you got other people who do. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
creating that positive, loving environment, I think is important because we should all, no matter what, walk in love. And I know sometimes it's hard to do. I get
Yeah.
it, but saying walking in love, that doesn't mean that you always have to accept people's foolishness. It just means that how you're going to react towards them, since that's something that we talked
Right.
about on our last point,
Yeah.
is all going to be in
Exactly.
love. You're not allowing their foolishness and their craziness to affect you.
Mhm.
You know what
To
I'm
affect
saying?
you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because I've had people in my life that was like that, where it's like they was going through so much. But I'm like, you know what? Let me not let that penetrate, my feelings and what I have going on,
Mhm.
because it can happen, especially for those of you who are like empathic, where you just take on the energy of the whole room. Ask God to help you with that, because you
Right.
gotta really monitor. And even with social media, you go like those
Oh,
of
girl,
y'all who
come on.
you scroll through social media, that gets you depressed.
Yeah,
You scroll
Lord.
on YouTube, that gets you depressed. Get off of it. Go watch something.
Yeah,
Like my favorite show to watch is The Office. I've been telling you that for years. I put that on when I'm working. I put that on TV, and
hmm,
Michael, he just had me cracking up for real.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, gospel
Hmm.
music, whatever you need to do to
Whatever
create
it
that
is,
loving
yes.
environment, do it.
Start creating that. And I'm pretty sure, during the pandemic, I remember people would go on YouTube or even
Yeah, a
Facebook Live
lot.
for that matter, and they will go ahead and have their own cooking show by
Yes,
themselves. They will go ahead,
yes,
well, I'm going to go ahead and prep this meal, this, that, or
yes.
whatever. And people be all chimed in,
Yeah, they be
and
plugged
it
into
helped
it.
release, yes, it helped release the energy, that they were,
Yes,
that was, in the atmosphere in their house, and they had to get it out of them because they didn't, because they carried that negative energy. They was about to explode in some form of fashion,
yep.
so you find what works for you. You
What
find
works for
what
you?
really
Yes,
gives you peace of mind, ladies. Because if you really want your future to be successful, the latter part of this year, 2023, to be successful, you got to start making the move and start creating a way for you to be really positive in your thinking, and also
amen.
loving the movement, loving what's going on, even the small things. It doesn't always have to be huge,
Yep,
but at least you will embrace and appreciate the small things,
that's
right?
right.
Because you're doing this. Let's go to the third point. The third point,
Number
ladies,
three,
that you have charge over is of your yes and your no.
and that's right.
Okay, ladies, when you say yes, mean your yes. Don't waver on that. And when you say no, mean your no. And I say that to say, because you got people that may ask on your opinion about something, or
Yeah,
and you give them your answer, then they're not pleased with it, and so they want to try to help you to have you to start changing your mind.
yep,
And you like, well, wait a minute, you asked me for my opinion, or you asked me if I approve of this, and I gave you my answer. Why you want to have me to change it? you
yeah,
know you know
absolutely.
you should do that. If you are 100% confident on what you said, stick with it.
Stick
Okay.
with it.
And especially when it comes to you, when it comes to your business, when it comes to
Yeah,
your lifestyle, when it comes to your decision about
yep,
having a positive energy, like we were just talking about. You don't want anybody coming up in your house and just start causing all kind of calamity in your
that's
house.
right.
No, you would say, no, you will not smoke in my house. Well, what's up,
Yes.
cuz? Let me do it before. Yeah, that was before, but now I don't want that in my house,
Well, one, you
right?
can change your
No,
mind. You have the
you're not
right
gonna.
to.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna. No, don't curse in front of my kids or around
Yeah.
my kids.
Oh,
Like, what are you
yes,
talking about?
definitely.
You mean you always talk like this? Well, I know, but look, I'm trying to make a change in my life, right? So I will hope you respect that. I don't want that around in the atmosphere. So when
Yeah.
you say no, own up to that
Own it.
no. Don't
Own it.
let anybody try to manipulate or trick you or have you feeling some kind of
Yep.
way,
Yep.
because you trying to protect this. You were trying to protect your mindset, your heart, all of that. People don't understand how much it took you to get to where you are,
Yep. Yep.
right? It didn't take overnight. Some of you are still trying to get there, right?
Yeah.
But you got these people, especially your own family members. Lord
Yep.
Jesus, they're
Yep.
the worst.
Yeah. They are. Yeah.
They're the worst. What do you say, Tish? What do you say?
I think it's true because, like, I had an experience recently where it's like just because one person feels a certain kind of way, they want you to feel the same way, and
Yep.
that sometimes you have your own way of doing things, you have your own way of processing information, and your own way of taking action on some things, and I find that especially in the era that we're in now, where we got through COVID, and people were shut in the house, and they got all this TV information, news,
Right.
social media hit at them. You see all these worldly opinions, and now if you think a certain kind of way, if you feel a certain kind of way, you're
Hmm.
wrong. It's like you can still respect something, but still also not agree with it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's
Yeah,
like you can
yeah.
say, well,
That's good.
I respect you on this, but I personally don't agree. But I'm gonna respect the fact that you are a human being and you deserve every
Right,
rights that I have, you know? So,
right.
your yes, your no, your thoughts, your opinion, your feelings, you gotta
Mhm,
validate them yourself. You know, because
mhm.
you're not gonna find a lot of people in this world that's gonna validate you or feel like the same way you feel or think the same way you
Yeah,
feel. You know what I'm saying? And not that
yeah.
you want to control anybody, but you also don't want to be controlled at the same time. So it's
Mhm,
like, yes, own your
mhm.
yes and also own your no. Yes and no could
Yep,
both be good things. Just like people say there's power in yes, there's also power in also saying no. And that's
yeah.
it. That's how you feel. And not to say you're not going to change your opinions or change your mind later on down the line. And going back to what you said before, you may have been a certain kind of way 10 years ago, 5 years ago, but you've done something to change your life that works for you. And if other people don't respect it, then you got to say, listen, I respect that you don't agree with it, but this is how it is.
That's how it is.
Like, I can respect that you may not agree with me, but you
Yeah.
still got to respect how I set my environment, how I, even like there's sometimes like I be having conversations with people and they be like, oh, why you always pick up and drop off your kids from school?
Mhm,
Because that's
mhm.
what I do. I know they can take a bus. I know they can walk home, but I want to pick them up and drop them off. So
Yeah,
I no longer feel some kind of way for being the parent that is available to do that because my parents
mhm.
couldn't do it because they had to work. They wasn't available
Yeah.
to do that.
Right,
But
right,
again,
right, right.
it's like I know that's a small example, but it's like sometimes people will, well, why you do this or why? Because we shouldn't have to go into explaining things. This is just what I do. This is the dynamic of my day, you know. So yeah,
Mhm.
I love that point.
That is so cool because you know what? I'm just thinking about during the pandemic or latter part of the pandemic, where they were already creating a vaccine, and y'all remember, right, when people was
Oh
already
yes.
having their 5 cents and a dollar and a quarter, whatever, response
Oh my
about,
gosh.
I don't trust that. I don't know. That's
Now
kind of too fast, and
it
you
was
better
like
not go
almost
ahead
a
and do that.
war
Yeah.
between the vax and the non-vax. It was crazy.
Wasn't it? Yes. And then when people, were saying like, go ahead and get yourself vaccinated or get your child vaccinated, people had said, no, I'm not ready to do that, and this, that, whatever. And then people gonna bark at them and say, what do you mean you're
Yeah,
not gonna do it? How crazy
yeah,
are you? And then these crazy threats and all of that stuff. But those
yeah.
persons stood by their guns and said,
You
no,
gotta
I'm
respect
not gonna
people.
do it.
Yeah,
Right? I'm not going to do it yet because I still don't feel comfortable yet. Right? And
yeah,
that's something
yeah.
people had to learn how to respect that. Not
You
everybody
gotta
was
respect
jumping on
it.
the
Yeah,
bandwagon, to go
yeah.
ahead and get the vaccine at that time. But eventually, majority of people started slowly but surely, they started to get the vaccination and all of those things.
Right.
So again, ladies, you got to stand firm with your answer. If it's a yes,
And
you
not be
stick to that
peer
yes.
pressure. Yeah, not be
And
peer pressure.
yes,
Go ahead.
yes. That peer pressure is
Yeah.
serious too for adults, not just for
For
teenagers or kids.
adults, yeah, we're grown
Yes,
people. It's crazy.
we
It's crazy.
are. It is so crazy. So you stick with you stick with your answers. And another thing before I know we got to move on, but the other thing too that came to my mind too, ladies, for those of you who are single, some of you been single
Yeah,
for a good while. And I know you
yeah.
got if your mother's still with you, God bless. You probably have one of those persons in your life, whether it's your mother or your auntie or somebody like, girl, when you gonna get married?
Oh
Girl,
my God.
when you gonna settle down? And all this other stuff or whatever, right? And you still saying, I'm not ready yet.
You're
I'm
not
not
ready.
ready
Do it
to
when
get
you're
married.
ready.
I'm not ready to settle down. It doesn't mean that you don't mind going out every now and then on a day or two and this, that, or whatever, but you're not ready to commit yet. And some people
Yes.
find that kind of hard. And then people gonna be like, oh, well, you just gonna be an old maid then. They're gonna
Oh
start
my
that
God.
conniving,
They
manipulating,
gonna
kind of crazy.
tell you what's gonna happen with your life, please.
Yeah, girl. Right? So, ladies, don't feel bad about your answer. Don't feel bad about your decision. Okay? If
And
you
don't feel
know,
bad about the season that you're at in your life.
there you go.
You see what I'm
Yes.
saying? Because we're all in different seasons. So don't feel some
Yeah.
kind of way. about the seasons that you're at. I always tell my kids, enjoy this season. Y'all, I tell
Enjoy.
them all the time, yeah, it's the best season in the world. Cause it just, I wish I could go back to being 16 right now. I'd be like, oh,
Me
yeah,
too, girl. Me too. That was a good year.
it was definitely a
It
good
was.
year.
Your good year, right? So let's go on to number 4, guys, and let us know.
Number
Continue to
four,
comment below about what you are in charge of, what you have finally took ownership to do in your life to better your life.
right?
The fourth things, ladies, that you definitely got to be in charge of is that your time management. What
Time
time it
management,
is.
yes.
That is something, ladies, that you definitely got to take serious consideration. Is every single one of us got
Amen.
24 hours of the day. Every single one of us. When God wakes us up every morning,
Every,
we have full time to decide how we're going to use up that time, right? So you got to take
right.
charge of your time, right? We hear it all the time in
That's right.
conversation. You're so busy running and the ripping and all this stuff, and then when somebody say, "Oh, girl, can you do this?" Girl, I don't have time. I don't have time for that. Girl, I don't. I'm already overwhelmed, and I'm.
Wow.
And that may be true, but at the end of the day, that's on you though, because
Yes,
you've
it
been you've
is.
been gorging so much on your plate, right? That what is being presented to you could be a life changer for your
Yes,
life,
it can. Yes, it can.
and you can't be able to give it the full attention or the time, right? Because you have got so much on your plate that is sucking time out of you, and it's
It's
not
right.
and it's not reciprocating that time back. It's not giving you what you need. Maybe a month ago, maybe 6 months ago, it probably did work in your favor, but now
Yes,
it needs to be removed from your plate, and so you can
it
make
does.
room for what God has already for you. We got to
That's
do
right.
better with our time management, ladies, right? We have to take ownership to that and realize, oh my God, yeah, I got to do better with my time frame, because yeah, I realize, yeah, I should have done this, I should have done that, and I didn't do this, da, 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 whatever. And at the end of the day, you got to take full ownership. Like, that's on me, y'all. That's on me. I should have, put on my calendar. I need 3 and 6 o'clock, those few hours
Yeah.
to take care of this here, right? And how many of us been and done that where we working on something, and then when we done, then we gotta rush. We gotta
Yeah,
rush and
girl.
finalize stuff. We gotta rush and pick up our
And
kids. We
it's
gotta
not good
run.
to work when you have when you're rushing and feeling like you're
Yes, you don't get nothing accomplished.
no,
And then you get frustrated at yourself because you should have done the time. You should have organized your time better.
that's
At the
right.
end of the day,
Right.
y'all, you are responsible for your time,
Amen.
right? You gotta
Amen.
say on that.
That's true. You are, for me, I have to write down what I'm doing hour by hour. Like if I
That's
don't do that, then my day is just gonna go by and I'm not productive. So yes, when I wake up in the morning, I spend that 15 minutes, go into my Google Calendar, and I write and I put in there, I key in there what I'm gonna do from taking a shower to cooking dinner to go picking up my son for summer school. I even have one there when I'm sleeping. So every hour of the day is something that I'm doing. I have even time where I say I'm just going to take a nap for an hour and a half or whatever. I have to do that because for me, I just feel super productive, and I know what I'm doing. What when now? Here's the thing: there are
mm-hmm,
times like today, things come up, and I made adjustments. Because listen, just like when we plug in time on that calendar on that piece of paper, we have control over our time. So sometimes when we set a schedule for ourselves and we have to adjust, or something comes up, we're like, oh my God, my day is off. No, it's not.
mm-hmm,
Just change,
mm-hmm,
just move the blocks. Like a Google calendar, you could just move and change the hours and things like that. And that's what I did, because there was times where I like, you know what, I'm not going to get to this project right now. I'm going to move it over to the next day, but I want to finish something else. So
yeah,
that's how I manage when it comes to time management. You got to see what you're spending your time on, right? Because if
that's
you're
the
not
truth.
seeing or jotting down what you're spending your time on, then every day is going to be a waste, a waste, a waste, a waste. And no, ladies, will you need a day off? Because for me, Sundays are my time where I'm offline. I let my clients know
She
that.
is,
I let
y'all.
yeah, I don't go in to no messenger, nothing. Okay. I
Yeah,
don't play. I've been so good and obedient with that. And I think
yeah.
it's important to have your moments, even if you are a mom and you're just, you're with the kids or if you work, whatever. Stop. Like, I have to force myself to not look at my phone. Like, right after this show, I'm going to put my phone on my charger and that's it. I'm not going to go in it to say, oh, let me go check an email. Because Therese will tell you, I was horrible when it comes to not
Mhm.
creating that boundary or that distance between my business and my personal life. Because it was to the point
Yeah,
where it's like my kids be like, "Mommy, I'm talking to you," like, and I'm trying to help them with their homework or be doing
yeah,
something with their in
yeah.
school, and I started to feel some kind of way about myself. So yeah, know what your time is. Know how much time you have to do things. If you wake up late, like I have, that has happened in summertime.
Mhm,
We're sort of
mhm.
chilling out, right? Doesn't mean
Yeah.
your day's over. You just got to be realistic on what you can and can't do that
There
day.
you
That's
go.
it.
That's it. That
And
is
not beat
so
yourself
true.
up.
Yeah.
Because again, we always want to compare ourselves to people. Oh, this person wakes up at 3 a.m. or this person is an early riser. But that may not be your season right now. Your season just may be you getting as much rest as you can and getting up and just making sure you hit the most important things that day and resting. You know what I mean? I used to be that
Yeah.
person that would be up till 2 a.m. I can't do
Mhm,
that right now. Not with 5 kids and all this stuff. I gotta be like, no,
mhm,
girl, you going to bed. Like, no.
mhm,
Even if you're
mhm,
not sleeping. Listen, I'll be me and my husband be up all night watching movies.
yeah. Yeah.
You want to have peace and you want to have relaxation. You want to be practical. We all getting older, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and not
Yeah.
overwhelm ourselves with saying, well, if I don't get it all done, then I'm not going to get anything done. And I was
Mhm.
listening to this YouTuber I follow. She lives in Australia, just like Abby, and she was saying how if she didn't clean a whole house perfectly, she wouldn't do anything. And as she said that, like that's me. If I don't do everything, I just won't do anything. And I had to get
Yeah.
out of that mindset. Little
Yeah.
bits a day, right, makes a huge
Mhm.
difference, guys.
Makes a
It
huge
definitely
difference.
does. Yeah.
It does make a huge difference. And I'm glad you said that because you know what, ladies, you got to understand time is valuable.
Yes, it
It
is.
is it is precious. Time
Yes,
is
it is.
valuable and it's precious, just like your life,
Yes,
right?
it
When
is.
you value your life, you will value time.
Amen.
You will value time, meaning that you will definitely be very, very sensitive as to what is coming into your inner circle that will be productive with your time, that will be
Yeah.
beneficial, that will be helpful. Or you will delete those things out your life that's going to cause some headache or strife or confusion. As the Tisha said, that we are
Yeah.
getting older.
Yes,
I'm in
it
my
is.
almost 50s, honestly, and I can see how now I don't tolerate a lot of things. I mean, I didn't tolerate it
Nope.
before, but I've really gotten to that boldness where I'm
Nope.
like, I ain't got time for it,
I ain't got
and I'm
time
serious.
for it. I don't want to think about it. Uh-huh.
Yes, I don't have time for it. As I told my daughters now, they're young adults. I said, y'all got to work it out now. I'm not going to be the
Yeah.
middleman. I'm not going to be the mediator. You
Because you
guys
don't
got to
have
work
the
it
level of patience that we used to have in the past. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like,
out.
listen,
Exactly.
there's so much
Exactly.
foolery going on that we gotta manage the whatever foolery that tries to come to us. We just gotta just say, okay, we gotta block it out.
Got to block it out. Absolutely. You just don't have time for the nonsense. Again, you are in charge and you let people know, listen, I love you, but I'm not going to deal with it. I don't have time for that.
No.
And they may take offense to it. Well, that's on you. You go ahead, take offense, but I'm protecting me. I'm protecting this
Yeah.
space. I'm protecting my heart and my mind and my sanity because it has ripped too much out of me in the years past, and I'm not going to allow this to happen again. So that's what I mean by that, ladies. Your time is valuable and it's precious, and you should definitely take that seriously. So let's move on to the next point, ladies. Let's move on to the next point. The next thing, ladies, that you definitely need to be in charge of is staying in focus. You got to stay focused. Stay focused on whatever you have decided that you're going to do for the remainder of this year of 2023. Whatever your goals are, whatever you have been declaring and decreeing on it, you stay focused with that. Don't let anybody, distract you from your focus. Because we got people, the devil is going to come and he going to try stuff, right? But even yourself, because sometimes the devil ain't doing that. Some things, right? It's really up on you too. You know your weakness, you know what you do, and sometimes you got to put that thing to the side. Like I was telling Tisha, I go ahead on the Instagram and I'm on those reels all the time, looking at some things or whatever, right? But I realized that I'm on there, and it's like 2 hours later. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, Twonta, you can't be doing this now. You can't do this, right? I'll be up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning on my phone looking at these doggone reels, man. And I'm like, I need to stay focused and get my sleep on, because I'm going to regret it later on that day, right? Trying to do something and I'm nodding and bumping my head and all that other stuff or whatever. But I'm taking charge, I'm taking ownership of that, right? Stay focused on what you are going to accomplish for the next several months that we have left, a few months we have left here in 2023. There's a lot of things, ladies, that I know that you have your heart set on. You have dreams you want to see come to fruition for you by the end of 2023. It may not be something, it may not be a big thing, but whatever it is big to you, and it's important to you, and you come this far, right? And the enemy don't want you to focus. He's all about distraction. He's all about, just pulling you, away from, what you've been working so hard on and committed to. You need to stay focused no matter what. It's going back to what we said about making your yes, and your no, right? And that's basically what it is in a nutshell. What about you, Tish?
That's
What do you got
right.
to say?
I love how you mentioned about the reels, because let me tell you, you could get, I ain't gonna lie, there was one day I probably was sitting on my bed for an hour just doing this to the reels. And a
Yeah.
lot of them are very entertaining. Some of them I like, a lot of them, because I'm a huge recipe type of person. Like, I like to see the different recipes they have. So I would take
Yes.
the link and then add it to my clipboard on my phone. And then I'm like,
Hmm.
wait a minute. It's already like 9 o'clock p.m. and I've been sitting here just scrolling. Then what I do, listen to this. I mean, okay, I'm gonna one more time, just one more. I'm gonna scroll it one more time. When I see something, I scroll up again. So by the 50th
Yes.
time, like, okay, Leticia, like it's 11 o'clock now. You gotta go to bed. Okay, you gotta go to bed, or you gotta get up and get the kids going and everything. Like, for
Yes.
real, it is a, like, when they say social media black hole, that is so true. Once you get in it, it's hard to climb out of it. So yeah, like, you gotta force yourself. Staying focused is not supposed to be easy, I don't think. And I think it's something that we have to consciously force ourselves
Develop,
to do,
develop on, work
to
on.
stay
Yes.
focused.
Hmm.
Yes, because I feel like nobody's perfect at it. I think when you recognize where you need to stop and improve, you just get better
Right.
at it every day. So absolutely, getting focused on that, because even like with our children, same thing. We got to teach them, listen, get off the games, come on, let's get to work or whatever. But yeah, when
Hmm.
you mention the real thing, like the reels be getting real. Okay. I
Renee.
like Dubai. So all these Dubai reels come up and it shows me different things about Dubai. And it's
Yes.
great. I mean, listen, I try not to fool with it. I really don't. I just
I
like it
know.
and keep it moving. Yes.
Yes. Well, let us know what's your weakness, y'all. What is it? Is it the reels too? Are you on your Instagram and you all caught up in the moment? Some of you probably like music, old clips of songs from back in the day, or because the algorithms, once you on one particular video for a good hot minute, then you scroll, then it pops up with the similar video that you watched before, and you get all caught up in it. You're like, oh, okay. But baby, yeah, the
It's
good
meant
news
to
is,
keep you watching. The
um,
algorithms, the AI, whatever, it's meant to keep
yes,
you watching them.
it
And
is.
that's
It is.
it. I put one reel up and it got like 2,000 views. It was just something silly for Father's Day. I'm like, wow, 2,000 people watched this 15-second video, but It's crazy, especially now that not a lot of people watch television like that. You know what I mean?
That's
So
true.
yeah, y'all
That is
stay
true.
away from that social media black holes. It either get you depressed or keep you active in it. So just
Yes.
monitor it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm on there for a reason, and that is to basically, find some things to add to our What's New segment because there are really some phenomenal entrepreneurs out there, man. And I get all caught up in it. And I'm like, oh, I need to post this, I need to add it, and then I get all distracted by other things, and whatnot. But whatever it is, ladies, that has been pulling you away from, your primary goal, you need to be in charge of that and say, you know what, I'm not going to deal with this, or I'm going to limit myself. I'm going to just be on here for like maybe 20 minutes and I'm done. I'm going to put my phone away. Like Leticia said, I'm done. I'm going to put my phone away. I'm going to go ahead and watch some old clips or something on TV and call it a night. Start training yourself. Because like you said, Tisha, being focused is not easy. It's a process. It's a development that you have to go through in order for that to be perfected for you. Right? So let's go to our last point, ladies. Our last point for tonight. Okay. What you need to be in charge is your pace for your race. Your pace for your race. Meaning, ladies, every single one of us is on a journey. Every single one of us on a journey right now. We are on a race. We are a race with time. We're on a race for our destiny and all these things. But it only goes according to how fast you go or how slow you go. You take charge of that. You don't need to run to try to catch up with the rest of the big dogs, right? No, you go ahead, and if you need to walk it, you walk it. You still gonna get there. Your destiny's not gonna jump out of the foundation and run away. No, it's still gonna be there. It's gonna take you a little minute because you decided to go ahead and take your time. Nothing wrong with that, right? But don't let other people intimidate you or bombard you saying, "Why are you being so slow? Girl, you need to hurry up. Come on, girl. You need to, all this stuff." No, your yes, your no, no, no. You say no. I'm taking my time with this, okay? Because I don't want to miss out. This is the opportunity for you to grow, to learn, to develop, to strengthen the areas in your business or in your relationships, whatever it is. And you don't want to mess it up by being so quick and impatient, because there are people who are impatient in their journey, right? While they're on that journey, they like, okay, you know what? I ain't got time. I'm gonna go ahead and get it done. Get it all out of the way so I can move on or whatever.
Yeah.
They may get it
Yep.
done, but what did they learn? What did they
Yes.
learn? They
Yes.
missed all of the important elements of what they needed and to help them get to the next stage of their life,
Yes.
the next journey, the
Yes.
next race in their life. So,
Yes.
ladies, since you are on a journey, wherever you are right now, if you has decided, you know what, I'm just going to slow down this season. I'm not going to rush. I just need to take a minute. And this is the thing, ladies, slow down, but don't stop,
Yes. Don't be
because
idle.
there's too many of y'all that's still stuck in time. You're sitting back there and it's 2 years later. Uh-huh. You go
Uh-huh.
ahead and slow down, but do not stop. You keep going.
Don't
You
don't
keep moving,
stop.
okay? It's just like a jogger. There's people who may like to jog in the daytime or in the evening, whatever, you jog. But then when you jog for a good mile and a half or 2 miles, people will stop jogging, but they will keep walking. They keep moving, but they slowing their pace, right? They're slowing down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with you. You slow down, but don't stop. Don't stop, because when we stop, we get too comfortable. And then we we start looking at the journey, we start looking at the situation, and then we start to get a little bit intimidated by it. We get intimidated by the challenges that's there, and all this stuff, because we ready to move forward, and then we like, oh God, how long do I gotta go? How far is this thing? How long is it gonna take me? I just want this thing to be over with. But God still said, no, keep moving, keep going. Trust me, I got you. I'll give you the strength to keep going, to keep persevering, no matter what. It's close, but keep going. Keep going. Because it's about growth. It's about development. It's about elevating all of that. Right? What do you got to say, Tish?
I want to just touch on the idle part. Like you said, slowing down doesn't mean you stop. Slowing down
Right.
means that you're pacing yourself. You're not trying to say yes to 20,000 different things. You're just trying to focus on one thing, because you may not be that type of person that you could ride a bike, but you can't talk on your cell phone and ride a bike at the same time. You may be the type of person that say, I got to focus on one thing at a time, and that's all great.
Yeah.
But also know that as you are slowing down and taking some things off of your shoulders, doesn't mean you do a complete stop. You still
Hmm.
keep the pace. You don't get idle. Idle meaning like just in one place, in one position, and you're procrastinating, you're putting things off over and over again, and you're just like, well, I'll get to it tomorrow, next year, whatever. You still keep moving, you still keep production going. You're just saying, like, you know what, I'm only going to focus on this, and that's what
Hmm.
I'm going to focus on. And once you get to that place where you're on top of things, then you speed up a little bit. You remember that
Right.
back in the day, we used to have the bicycles that had multiple like gears on it, where
Yes.
okay, you at the speed number 2, and then you go to gear number 4, whatever. That's how
Hmm.
it is. You just slow it down a little bit, but you're still
Yeah.
pedaling. You're still
Yeah.
pedaling. And that's the point. There's times where I have to slow down. I tell my clients, listen, I cannot respond to y'all as fast as I normally do, but I'll get back to you within 2 to 3 business days. I'm still getting back to you, but it's not like that.
It's not like
You know what I'm
that,
saying?
right?
And also communicate that. Communicate if you're like, listen, I'm slowing down a little bit. I'm just pacing myself. I'm only working on this. Let people know so they know
Let
not to come at you with certain things. You know what I'm saying? If you're like, listen, I'm gonna get to your idea, but in December, you know what I mean? You're not saying no, you're just saying, listen, I gotta work some things out.
Mm-hmm.
And while
Mm-hmm.
you're doing something else. So again, like that's another
That's
thing. You got
good.
definitely communicate that to people and individuals, because that is important for people to know. And then they're not expecting too much, or they're thinking that you're
Right.
avoiding it. You're just saying, listen, like I have events coming up. I cannot put nothing else on my project board or on my plate, because it's just gonna affect me. And don't feel
Mm-hmm.
guilty or feel bad for it. You know what I mean? Because there's
That is so
seasons
true.
in our life where we're on top of things. Like yeah, I love it when I'm on top of things and everything is I'm on it. And then when I have those moments where I have to scale back so I can focus more attention on other things, yes, you feel kind of bad or like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
but you
Mm-hmm.
gotta say,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta respect the season that you're in life and in business. You just have to. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I want to lose weight. I want to go to the gym and work out. But right now, like I'm not gonna like stress myself to do it. I'm gonna do it when it's my season to do it. And that's the
Yeah.
thing, y'all. Sometimes we just gotta respect the season that we're in. Yes, you're probably looking at everybody else, and you think everybody else is going up and living their best life and doing 1,000 things, but you don't know what happens really behind the scene with them.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
know. You can
Yeah.
only really control yourself. And I think definitely when you live in your best life in the season that you're in, you feel more
Mm-hmm.
at peace. You do. Yeah.
Yeah, that is so true. I'm glad
Yeah.
you said like you go to the gym because that's another thing too, ladies. When you go ahead and start making that change about, taking care of your body and everything, you go ahead and you start a pace for you that works for you. You don't have to feel intimidated by somebody else who's doing, like 50 push-ups or something or what have you, and you can only do 5. Hey, that's what you can do. That's what you can do. You be happy with that 5, or you be happy with that 2, or what have you. It's a pace, but at least you're moving. At least you're progressing, you're growing, and all those things. Whatever it is in your life, you just keep going no matter what, right? So this concludes our our topic for tonight. I'm in charge. Yes, I hope this blessed you all. Continue to comment below, ladies. Those of you who are watching this show after the fact, let us know about one of these 6 points. Does that apply to you? Has it
Right.
applied to well, what's going on in your life right now? Have you decided to start taking charge in certain areas in your life because you see how it's been chaotic or whatever? Let us
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Let us
Let
know.
us know.
So we're going to move on to our next segment. It's called What's
What?
News. What's News? Yes, What's News is a segment where we share with you certain articles or videos or stories of individuals that are doing great things in their life, in their businesses, in their careers, or whatever the case may be. So we do have a couple of things that we want to show you tonight. As a couple of them are from me. And Therese, if you are able, can you go ahead and start putting them up there so we can go ahead and let the people see what we got going on? Yes. And also, ladies, tonight there will not be an afterglow. As you have noticed that going across the screen, there will not be an afterglow tonight. But God willing, next week, we will definitely continue with that. We will have our afterglow then. Right? So let's go ahead on to our what's news. Yes, this my sister right here, y'all. How many of you love art? How many of you love, neo soul vibe, African art, what have you? This is the queen right here. As you can see, she's doing her work right now. She's actually creating and customizing this purse or this bag and putting this beautiful art on here. Absolutely amazing. It is beautiful. She does have her page that you could click on her Instagram account here, and you can actually see what she has besides the purses. You can see it's a nice tote bag, so you can use that tote bag to go anywhere, do whatever you want or what have you. But she also makes some beautiful other items. She does the tumblers. I think she also have stickers. I'm just going by memory because I'm not actually on her thing, but you definitely could go ahead and check her page out. I just love the uniqueness of her vibe, man. It's just really cool. And wow, I don't know if any of you ladies who are artists, that you like to paint or what have you. This sister here is just taking what she got and she's working with it. And she's getting a lot of support in her business. People are definitely buying her brand, her products, and all of that. As you can see right there, she does buttons and all of that. Look at that. That is so cool. She does, look at that. I love that one with the many faces of all the beautiful melanin of sisters. Get excited. Look at that, y'all. What do you think, Tish?
I love the tumblers. I definitely need to go and check it out. There's a huge place in the custom industry world, and I really feel
Mhm.
like those of you who make like custom made stuff, art, crafting, whatever, keep doing it. I'm telling you right now, because there's a huge audience out there of customers that love this, and they literally will buy tons of it. Like, this is awesome, and getting ourselves and our children more used to seeing more melanin art
Yes.
is important,
Yes.
because our art is beautiful, and when we
It
have an
sure is.
awesome picture like that on a Tumblr, or a picture like she was just making when she was designing the girl's full lips and all that,
Right.
that's important. Like, even for me, like, my kids are all different shades, like, not all different shades, we're obviously we're black, but like, I
Right.
like, some of my kids favor my complexion, some of my kids favor my husband's complexion. So sometimes they're like, "Oh, Tori is darker." Like, don't say that. Like, don't, be careful how you say things, because all shades are beautiful. But I know in
Mm.
school sometimes when you get like certain, like, hear certain things or what have you, kids sort of say different things. But this is beautiful.
Isn't
It
it
is.
beautiful?
Then she got the inspirational on attached to with the words.
Yes.
You had
Oh,
a
this
painting
I
like
like
that.
this one.
Yes, that's pretty. You had a painting like that where you had different words in the girl's afro. I think Darlene bought the painting for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that was gorgeous. That's
yeah.
definitely motivating. So all I have to say is definitely for y'all who are in the crafting community, please stay at it. It's a movement out there that is for you, and just stay at it. I know sometimes it can be discouraging because
Right.
you got people that get all the pre-labeled
Wow.
and non-custom stuff. But I'm telling you that even there's a huge community for authenticity in
Yes.
work and arts and
Look at
crafting and things like that.
this.
So this is
That's
this is
nice.
special.
This
Yeah,
is awesome.
I
I
know
think
before COVID they used to have a paint and shop or paint and sip.
yeah.
They used to do that a lot, where you go, you paint a portrait, and you drink wine and
Yes.
stuff. I noticed they're
Yes.
starting to bring that back because those were fun. And
Yeah.
when you do it in a group, it's interactive because you get to see all different styles of how people do, their art. That's pretty. See, I
Right.
could do something like that. If you stencil it in for me, I could do something like that.
Yeah.
Like, just paint
Yeah. This
over.
is
Oh, that's
super
gorgeous.
cool. Isn't that nice?
That is,
Isn't
and
it?
the
I
colors
love
are
it.
just gorgeous.
That is so cool. And she's doing
I
it by
be
hand.
asking
That's
my son,
awesome.
and he's in school. I'm like, "What are you making in art?" Because you know how we used to bring our art home for our
Right.
parents to see, but I don't know, they don't do that anymore. Do y'all watch it? Do y'all schools do that, where they let the kids bring the art home?
They used
Because
to. I remember when my girls were in elementary school, they used to bring
yeah,
it, but at the end of the day, they pretty much don't do it as much like they used to anymore. I guess
yeah, I
because
noticed that.
sometimes the kids may accidentally mess it up, or something happens and it gets
Right,
destroyed or some form of fashion. So they just prefer to have it left at the school for protection and all
right.
those things like that
We used
too.
to be like, Mommy, look what I made. Like we used to be so proud to bring our stuff
Right.
home.
Yeah,
This
but
is crazy.
now at the school, what they do, they would have the kids' arts, displayed in the classroom,
Yes, or in the hallway. I see that.
or in the hallway or whatever like that, or whatever, especially if it's an art class.
Yes, yes.
They have a particular theme or something. They will pick the best out of the whole group, and they will just display it in the case, in the main hallway of the school or something like that. That's so cute. That
That
is
is, and
so
let me tell
good.
y'all, those of y'all who are parents, I know the school's about to start. For those of y'all here in the South,
Next
up here
month
up
for
north,
some.
it starts for September. If you're
Yeah.
going to um, donate any financial to any part of the school, donate it to the arts and craft department.
Yes,
Seriously, because
absolutely.
they
That's
get the
good.
least amount of funding. Like
Yeah,
our school will get funding for like science. Like my daughter's school got funding for science. They got funding for math. They got
sure.
funding for what else? Like sports and stuff. But there's
Hmm.
so little funding for art. So definitely y'all, if y'all
Yep.
school district has that available, say, hey, I want to put this amount of money towards art, the art department, so they can
Yeah.
get supplies. Because those what is that, acrylic paint, Twonta, that
Yeah.
she
She
probably
used
used?
acrylic paint.
It's
Hmm.
expensive, acrylic
Yeah.
paint. It's not like the water paint where you dip the brush in water, you brush it on the.
Yeah.
It's expensive, so it's a lot of money. So definitely, y'all invest. When I found that out, because a school could say, "Well, we got $100,000 in funding," but where did it go to though?
Where
Where,
does
where,
it
where did it get
go to?
divided? You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
doesn't always get divided to the art department. So
Right. Yeah.
I'm
And
so
most of
glad.
the time, that money goes directly to the science department. It normally
Yes,
does.
like my daughter's school went to the science. They're about to build like a greenhouse on the side of the school, which is
Hmm.
great. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying that. I'm
Right.
just saying
Right.
like now that we know that not all the percentages go to the art, let's donate towards the art,
Yeah.
because a lot of times they're going to go to the
We
most
have some
important. Like
really.
science is something that you could have like a substantial degree in. So you
Mhm.
can't art, but they want to go to the more like accredited stuff. So I think this is so.
Exactly.
To watch this pretty. I don't know what it is about this picture, but it's speaking to me, honey.
I
It is
know. I love it.
gorgeous.
Isn't it beautiful? I love that. That is
Yeah.
so cool. That to me to seem like a young girl that's just blossoming into her world,
That makes it.
you
Oh,
know
I would love to have that
it
up in my
says
living room.
favored. Look at that. It says favored. So she
Oh, look at
come
that.
on. And like I said, guys, you could check her page. She has her own
Y'all
personal
need
web
to look at
page.
Tawata's art. Tawata gonna start posting that more, her artwork in our tribe. I know you didn't plan on, but I think you should, sis.
Yeah, yeah, I will. I will. But guys, you could check her out, go on her page and support her business, y'all. Support her brand. And y'all don't be squeamish about the price point, okay? Because listen, we cheat ourselves when we charge our brand or charge our product to people.
Yeah.
We're afraid to charge full value because we think that's going to run people away. Well, if it run them away, that's okay, but God got more people that will take
Because
that
this
spot.
piece in particular, if it was $340, it's worth it. This is like a conversation piece. Just
It
imagine your
is.
little girls looking at that saying, wow, I have favor. I have it,
Yep.
you know what favor means? Patrice, what else she got? I just want to look at. I know we okay. Let's go to the next girl. I'm sorry. Let's go to the next. Yeah, this is such a pretty picture.
It is a pretty picture,
Oh,
absolutely. Isn't
let's
that
go to the next
gorgeous?
one.
I know
Yeah.
her tumblers are, if I remember, is $35. I think
Oh,
it's
that's not
35.
bad. Because
Yeah.
guys, listen, the tumblers, you're getting unique art for each one. Like for example, if me and Twan to both get a tumbler, it's not gonna look the same because it's
It's not.
customized, right? Yeah.
It's customized. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you
Hey,
want
here's the
things
thing:
that are
$35. You're gonna be using that tumbler all year long. So divide it up into the days. How
are.
much is that? 0.001 cents a day. Come on
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Like this one lady I saw, she did tumblers, but she put like bling on it, and hers was like $200. But just imagine that's like 20,000 pieces of bling. Oh wow, that is good. Twonta, look at that.
This is another sister.
Wow,
She's from your neck of the woods. I think she's from
I am speechless.
Either Brooklyn or from the Bronx. She's in one of those two areas over there. But
Wow.
yeah, she look at her work, y'all. Look at this chick. This baby is bad all day long.
Listen, listen. I
Okay,
ain't touch it. I couldn't even make that.
look at
Oh
that.
wow,
Look
look
at
at
that.
that.
And and
Wow.
she has her page too, guys. You could check her link and
Please
everything. And
follow these ladies, please.
And yeah, her work is serious, man. She ain't
Wow.
charged. She's not dummy down on her work. Okay. So yeah, and this is a story of her life. It's a story of how she got started and all of those things or whatever. You guys could check it out and whatnot. But her work is amazing.
Wow. Oh, I
Look
love
how
that.
vibrant the colors are. You know,
Wow.
she used different type of textures, as you can see. She used some crystals. She used whatever she got to really enhance that picture. And it's amazing. Look at that doll baby. Look at
Oh,
that.
what's that little girl? Oh, wow.
You know your daughters will love that. Oh, she got
Love
okay. I
that.
can see
You know what? I wonder if I send her a picture of all three of them, if she could pay. She probably can. If she's doing that.
you never know. You could check it out. I mean, I don't know if she can, but maybe she could. I don't know. But she is that
That's
gifted.
great.
She is that gifted.
Listen,
And
there's so much potential in arts and crafts and oh wow, that's pretty. That's pretty. I like that because I'm a huge rap head. As y'all can see, I'm a huge head rap girl.
yeah,
Wow,
I
that's
love
not.
that. That color is so
Ooh,
rich.
okay, I
Absolutely
saw that one
wow.
yesterday. That is pretty. The gold and black.
Yes.
Ooh, oh,
Yes.
that's pretty. Oh, what is that? Ooh, and it got a crown on her head. So
Yeah, she
anyway,
should.
so I don't find all these people going through the reels. So something good that came out of you shopping through the reels, you being productive and finding
Yeah,
it.
that's the thing. That's what I said. Look at that. Look at that. Ah, yeah,
Ooh, I
yeah, yeah.
love that blue.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And
She
yes,
is
her work
bad.
let me tell you, her
Is
work
that
is
glass?
expensive.
Is that glass she's writing on?
Yeah, it's like what do you call it?
A gloss.
It's a gloss. Yes, it's a gloss, but it's either resin. Yeah, she used buttons, to give you that texture vibe.
What?
But it's gorgeous. Look how it just works. Yeah, I
Keep
think
at
she
it,
used
sis.
resin on here too. Resin is
Oh,
it gives you
good.
that glossy look, and that
Right.
protects your painting. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow. Look at the sun.
Now I've
Yeah,
been
she
on her
definitely. She got to
page.
be in Brooklyn, and the background looks like
I think she is
Brooklyn or the
from
Bronx.
Brooklyn. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
that's
I see
risen.
what you're saying. I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
that's risen. And so
And that's
that
expensive,
protects.
the risen, right?
Well, the risen, yeah, it can be expensive because it's real popular, but also
Wow.
it does protect your product as
Right.
well, you
Right.
know.
Right.
And
That's
so you don't
true.
have to worry about her painting to ever fade or
Girl, shout
anything.
out to
It's
her,
locked
man.
in. So her painting, like I said, ladies, it is not cheap, but it is worth every penny because
You
this
keep that for a
girl
lifetime.
does her work, huh?
You keep that for a lifetime. And let me tell y'all
Yeah.
something that white folks do. White folks collect art like this. Not like our art, but you know how they have their own artists that do different things. And then they
Yes.
collect it. And this is something that could be worth thousands of dollars later on down the line because it's a timeless piece. So definitely consider
Exactly.
that, y'all. And when you think, oh, wow, oh, I love purple. That is cute.
I didn't know she did that one. Oh my goodness, that's yours. That's yours.
Yes, that's definitely me.
Woo! She kind of
That
favor
is
you a little
gorgeous.
bit, though, Tish.
Oh, yeah, the cheekbone.
Yes,
Girl,
Tish. Girl,
and
girl,
this
you
is
better go ahead
Nikki.
and contact that Jew and say
Yes.
that.
And
That
she's
should be
Nikki
your own.
Creation.
That
Therese, this
is
is Nikki
gorgeous.
Creative, right? On Instagram. Nikki Creative on Instagram. And what was the last person's name? Is Nikki Creative.
Uh,
And Teresa's gonna put their Instagrams in the chat for y'all to go and check it out. Okay.
yeah.
But yeah. The last person. Oh no, I don't see her name.
Um,
Yeah.
my come on, work with me.
It's okay. Teresa's gonna post a link in the chat. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is nice. This is
this is
nice.
beautiful. And I think, do we have another one?
Wow.
That is absolutely stunning. I could see that in your office. To
Yes.
yeah, I love that, and I know how much you love your purple.
I love my purple, and I like the style that she did that painting. So yeah, y'all, this is a blessing to see art like this. It's still alive. Let's continue to support it. And yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty.
yeah, I
That's
would
so pretty.
definitely
Okay,
to
that's what's new,
bring.
y'all.
That's what news, yeah. And ladies, listen again. This is also for you too. If you have something going on, and on, if you doing art or you doing anything that that has been getting
Right.
rave reviews or in your community, let us know, because we definitely want to put you out there and support you as well. We do this for a reason, because these ladies, yes, you can see they get in their business, but we want to make sure that they are being supported, on the other side of the world or what have you. And this is great to share with your family, with your kids, or with your sons or daughters. It's just about encouraging them and to keep going no matter what, because we got a lot of gifted, talented people out there, man, and they are not getting their light. They are not getting the attention they rightfully deserve. So that's why we do what we do here when we do the segment What's News, so we can share this person and give them their love, their flowers, all of that. And you would go ahead and take this link and you would share it along on your Facebook page or what have you, and also support their business as well, right? Support their business. So if you see something that you want or that you like, go ahead, check out their link. Go ahead and purchase something and just enjoy the beauty of this unique gift that they have. That's it, right? Is that all about what's news?
Yeah, that's all we have for what's news. And like Sawata said, I think definitely we're going to continue to show you guys more like artistry stuff, crafting stuff,
Yeah.
businesses that you guys could definitely support. Or, and supporting doesn't have to always be financial. Giving this girl a like, a comment. Wow, great, great job. That's support in itself. So, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Very pretty painting.
Yeah,
Very pretty.
absolutely. So, guys, that's it for tonight. Again, we're not doing
Yes,
Afterglow
I'm
this
tired.
week. We will be back next week to give you some more wonderful content, right? And also we will go ahead and after that we will share with you some more what's news, and of course our Afterglow. And again, like I said, we are getting ready to get ourselves prepared for our self-care event that's going to be coming up in September, and we are very excited about it. And like I said, we'll keep you up to date, and we will also eventually very soon have the registration where you guys can be
Yeah,
able to sign up for that, all those great things. But you do have to be a part of the sister to sister tribe to participate in the event. Okay, so if you're
amen.
not, definitely go ahead and sign up. The link has been posted, if I'm not mistaken, for you to join our group page, and so you could be a part of the party, as well as part of the sisterhood also. So
Yeah.
without further ado, I think we're done. So you ladies have a good night, a good weekend.
Yes.
Yourself, right? And love yourself, love on each other, all that good stuff, right? Anything
All
else
right,
you need to
yeah.
say?
That's it. Remember, loving your sister, stay safe, and definitely bring a friend. Like my pastor said, come again next week and bring a friend.
Yes, that's it. All right, guys, take care. Bye.
Bye.